Hey everyone, Alex and Ben with the Fantasy Chairman here. I wanted to let you all in on a great opportunity to win some awesome signed memorabilia while also being able to give back to a great cause.
This August and September, the Fantasy Chairmen are holding a raffle drawing contest where 100% of the proceeds will go to the Roundup City Racers, a nonprofit 501c3 fundraising program created by coaches of the Pendleton High School track and cross-country teams to provide athletic and scholarship opportunities to the youth of Pendleton, Oregon.
By purchasing a ticket to the Fantasy Chairman Fall Raffle Fundraiser, you will be contributing to a great cause. All proceeds go directly to the Roundup City Racers and back into the youth of Pendleton, Oregon, and any contributions you make is completely tax deductible. You also have the chance to win either a signed Todd Gurley LA Rams jersey or a signed Allen Robinson Chicago Bears jersey.
So what are you waiting for? For more information, visit www.fantasychairman.com and click on the Pay It Forward tab, or click the link in this episode's description.
It's not 9 degrees anymore, which is nice.
It's been nice and cool outside lately, like a low 90s, high 80s. There's a little bit of a storm that blew in last night.
Yeah, rain.
That was
I felt like I was Shia LaBeouf from Holes watching the rain fall.
Was it raining that much?
No, but I felt like
when you're climbing up the mountain.
Yeah,
he's on top of the mountain and the rain starts to fall.
Pretty much.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
Oh my god, it's so good though.
That's pretty good, man. Jeez, Shia LaBeouf in Holes,
or like Andy Dufresne when he crawls out of the prison pipe,
yeah,
and holds his hands up. I was making a deck in the 113 or whatever that we beat the Oregon record one day.
It was nasty.
And I almost blacked out. And so when I saw the rain come down, I honestly felt like Andy Dufresne when he crawled out of the poop pipe.
Out of the poop pipe?
in Shawshank.
Oh, man. That's great. Sasquatch is out here crawling out of poop pipes, but he's got his guitar, and you know what? We're going to sing you guys a little intro song. Here we go, right now.
Let's do it.
This is a show from a couple of geeks, nay, a man and a beast. And it's not just a bunch of ramblings. It's a show to tell you who to draft and play for your rise to fantasy football power. We dive into drafts and analytics to help with your fantasy. We choose your 4 favorite players and debate their ADP. Yeah! We've held the trophy, been champions, even paid bills with winnings. We've drafted on Sleeper and ESPN to win our leagues again. Rock! Coming in with episode 2 here. Rock! Woo! We've got a good one. Debating the second round, we've got DeAndre Hopkins versus Chris Godwin. And Travis Kelce versus George Kittle.
Neck and neck.
Oh man, that's a fun song to sing there, Matt.
I know.
I like that.
Yep. The musicianship is elite.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's up there near the top.
I would say that we're in the range of like 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know Eddie Van Halen?
Yeah.
We're not there. We are not there.
I thought you were going to say we were there.
No.
And I was about to.
You were going to agree.
I figured that you were going to.
It's okay.
No,
We'll keep practicing. Maybe we'll bring you a few different Sasquatch square off songs throughout our time here.
I play guitar for my son and to pass the time because I think I'm good. I'm really bad. I like to have fun.
I sing in the shower.
Yeah. That's
the extent of our musicianship, I believe.
Yep. That's what it's all about. We're just having fun.
My name is Ben with the Fantasy Chairman. I've got Matt Beatty, the Fantasy Sasquatch himself.
Hello.
He's here. Give him a little growl there, Matt. That's it. Yep. Take us back to the cave days.
Yeah.
Oh, like we said, we've got a good one on tap for you guys today. Gonna debate some players that are going in the second round according to their average draft position. And again, for this second episode, these are players that, honestly, you're going to be happy with any of them on your fantasy squad. But when you're sitting there looking at them, you're down the barrel of the draft, and you're like, man, I want both of these guys. Which one do I take? Well, we're going to try to steer you in the direction for, one or the other.
And again, I said this last time, the difference between Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, a lot of people are like, who cares? This is a waste of time. There's actually a huge point difference between those two players in 2019.
Yep.
And so these guys that we're talking about, it's like, okay, Mike Thomas and Devontae Adams, I don't care, give me one of them. But we're talking about winning leagues here, fellas.
That's right.
And ladies.
So we want to try to steer you in the direction of the one that is going to win the league for you. And that's why we're squaring off. That's why I'm taking on a massive Sasquatch for you guys to try and lure you to safety.
I'm pummeling this Homo sapien next to me for you guys with my words. I'm pummeling him.
Oh, man.
Just for you. Appreciate
it. All right. We're going to get into a reminder of the rules and debate structure here. And just so you guys remember how we go about our fights here. This isn't just a free-for-all, just madness. Okay,
rules are the rules.
This is structured. We're in the ring. We're going at it. Gloves up. So we've got 2 rounds in which round 1, we will debate 2 players. And Matt will go first. He gets 3 minutes to go over some analytics and some deep analysis on his guy. And then as the bell rings, it becomes my turn, and I get 3 minutes to do the same. And at the very end, we will have a 3-minute period in round 1 as a free-for-all to just kind of give opinions and our own personal thoughts on those players. And then we'll jump into round 2, and we'll have 2 more players that we'll debate, and we'll do the same structure. We'll just flip who starts in that round. Another reminder, each of us gets 1 record scratch. That's all you get. Just 1.
Just 1.
Okay, Squatch?
Okay.
Just 1.
Okay.
And you can only use it 1 time in either round 1 or round 2. You can't use it once in both rounds. Just 1 time in either one. You got that?
I think I got that.
All right. So we'll try to stay strict to our time limits. Try to give you some stats and info pretty quick, so you guys better have those headphones turned up and listening carefully. It's going to get squatchy.
Sweaty, squatchy.
All right, we're going to send you to a quick break real quick, and we will then jump into round 1 after that. What's up, y'all? Ben from the Fantasy Chairman Podcast and the Sasquatch Square Off here, and I want to tell you all about Anchor. If you've ever thought about getting into the podcasting game, you need to be using Anchor. For one, it's free. That's right, completely free, and you get unlimited storage to hold all your episodes, all your audio clips, all your listener voice messages in one place, making it super easy for you to use. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. It's literally as easy as clicking a button. You can make money from your podcast on Anchor with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Okay, and we're back here, and our first 2 players that the Fantasy Sasquatch and I will be squaring off with are DeAndre Hopkins and Chris Godwin. And Chris Godwin right now has an ADP of 19 overall and is going at the 207. So again, our structure is 12-team leagues, half PPR scoring, 1 quarterback. Redraft. Yes, sir.
Big time.
Okay, so just a reminder, 12-team leagues, half PPR, 1 QB, redraft is what all of this is based on. So Chris Godwin, 19 overall, 207. DeAndre Hopkins is being drafted 13 overall at the 201. And this is just according to several average draft positions pulled from various sources, and you can find this on the Fantasy Pros website. So, without further ado, it is round 1. The Fantasy Squatch is going to be defending Chris Godwin. You ready, Squatch?
Ready.
Here we go.
Round 1.
Okay, Chris Godwin. He has played a total of 48 games in his career, and he has been in or started 46 of those games. So that just basically shouts durability, and that is very important for a wide receiver. Targets for those 3 years, he had 55 in his first year when he was kind of emerging, 95, and then last year he had 121. Okay, total yards, that first year he had 525, which is pretty good for a rookie. Then he went up to 842, which was kind of his breakout. And then last year, during his huge year, he had 1,333. Okay, he's going to be getting around 15 yards per catch. And I think that he had around 15 all 3 years. So he's kind of staying around his regular route tree or his comfortability with that. TDs, his first year he had 1, then 7, then 9. So he's probably going to be in around the 6 to 8. And then his ceiling's probably going to be like that 9 and 10. His catch percentage is going to be from 60 to 70%, which is stellar for a wide receiver, especially one getting 121 targets. His average depth per target is around 10. And then his yards per reception has to do with that with run after catch rack as well. So take that into consideration. When QBs target him, they have 100 or better rating. That is huge because what that means is that when he is not able to catch the ball, he's actually defending and making sure that cornerbacks and safeties aren't picking his balls or the quarterback's passes off. Okay. In 2018, he was the wide receiver 25, good enough for the top of wide receiver 3, bottom of the wide receiver 2. And then in 2019, he was the wide receiver 2. Okay. So that is very good. Oh, my God.
Hold up. Record scratching you right now.
Oh, my God.
I worry about Chris Godwin, having a 43-year-old quarterback now. I feel like, I don't know, man. I mean, Tom Brady's, he's kept up all right, but, man, at some point, I think somebody's just going to hit the wall. I think he's going to hit it, and he's going to fall hard. Well, that makes me worry. That makes me worried.
My comeback to that is this. Tom Brady is not Jameis Winston. He's not the deep ball guy. I feel like with the transition, Mike Evans is severely hindered. But Chris Godwin is that guy that gets that 10-yard pass and then immediately looks for rack. So I'm thinking that he actually is going to benefit from old TB12.
I'm just throwing my concern out there.
Tampa Brady.
Oh, God. Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, yeah, that's right.
He's got both of them.
Yeah, whatever it
trademarked. Is. I just worry about old man Brady now. I feel like the wheels are going to fall off at some point here. And could be this season. I'll let you get back into it. All right. You're back on the clock.
Okay. Well, that's great because it's a great segue for your little wicca because Tom Brady was my next point here. He is a nickel and dime quarterback, and he will throw the slants, the outs, the digs, not like the 15-yard digs, but the short digs, the zigs, the zags. He's trying to get the ball to playmakers in space and trying to let them run. Case in point, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, James White. These are guys that flourish in that offense by getting the ball and then breaking tackles and making guys miss, okay? This offense isn't going to change much because Bruce Arians is the guy and BA doesn't take note from anyone, okay? No guff. He will tell them how it is and what is going to happen. TB is going to be a part of that system, and in my opinion, he will be the top wide receiver in this offense. Draft him as a top 10 wide receiver moving forward into 2020.
And that's your time.
I timed up really well.
You got that pretty good. That was nice, man.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Okay. That was good. Chris Godwin in ADP 19 overall. That is the 207 in 12-team leagues right there.
After that, though, I think his ADP went up nationally.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
Okay. All right. DeAndre Hopkins time. You ready?
I'm ready.
Bring in the thunder. And I am on the clock. Here we go. All right. So you want to talk about durability. DeAndre Hopkins missed only 2 games in his 7-year career. Okay, both of those games were Week 17 games to rest. Not injury, to rest. Just so you know. He has not missed a whole game due to injury in his whole career. He's had 150-plus targets every year since 2015. He had 150 exactly in 2019. 104 receptions. 104 receptions in 2019. Had 115 receptions in 2018. In 2019, he had 1,165 yards, 1,572 in 2018, and he's finished with 1,100-plus yards in 5 out of 7 seasons. He had 7 touchdowns in 2019. He had 11 in 2018. He had the lowest yards per reception of his career in 2019 of 11.2. I'm expecting a little bit of positive regression there.
Of course you are.
His yards per target settles in between 7 and 9 yards nearly every single season. He had 7.77 yards per target in 2019. His catch percentage was 69.3% in 2019, 70% in 2018.
Banana hands.
Pretty, absolutely banana hands. Pretty typical of DeAndre Hopkins. QBR, his quarterback rating, since you brought that up, when he is targeted is 105. He plays nearly 100% of snaps in every single game, and he's number 1 of all receivers in route participation. I'm going to move down here, move on to, he did move over to Arizona. We know that happened. So the biggest question mark for him is he going to retain that target share that he garnered in Houston? Absolutely. I mean, Kyler Murray is fired up to have DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona, okay?
I would be too.
If you look at pass attempts from Arizona and compare it to Houston, Arizona attempted 554 passes last year with 355 completions for 3,477 yards. Houston attempted 534 passes with 355 completions, same, for 3,783 yards. Okay? I believe difference in the yardage there was, they have DeAndre Hopkins in Houston. You're crazy to think if Kyler Murray is not going to be just hyper-targeting DeAndre Hopkins with those similar pass attempts. Both offensive lines for Arizona and Houston finished just outside the bottom 10 in 2019, so you can expect Kyler Murray, who's similar to Deshaun Watson, to be scrambling, mobile, and just trying to get that ball to his number 1 playmaker. I had a lot written down.
Yeah, you did.
Man.
The other thing
I gotta work on these 3 minutes here.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to mention.
Skip over some stuff. It's okay. We got the free-for-all.
Houston with you said that they both had 355 completions, but the Texans had about 300 yards extra. I got one name.
Oh, yeah?
Will Fuller.
Oh, jeez.
What did he have one game? Like 5 catches, 300 yards, and 3 touchdowns?
Well, I don't think he had 3. It was like 200, though. It was like 3 touchdowns and 200-some yards. I mean, no, that was pretty good.
He had like 55 fantasy points.
If I remember right, though, there wasn't much else from anybody else in that game. It was all Will Fuller.
Yeah. It was just throw the ball, just throw a 9 route to Will Fuller.
Oh, that was nasty. Yeah, he was the highest scoring fantasy scorer last season, which is just crazy. Oh, Will Fuller. It could be a sneaky pick.
Wait,
later in the
draft. Did you say the highest scoring fantasy scorer?
For a single game.
Oh,
not overall, for a single game.
I was like, wait.
No, for a single game.
Dang, I didn't know that either. That's crazy.
All right. You ready for the free-for-all?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get into it, and we are on the clock. Go ahead. Take it, Squatch.
The first thing is that...
Take it, Squatch.
I mean, Kyler Murray's great. But I'm taking TB12 over Kyler Murray any day of the week.
Ooh.
Any day of the week.
Told you, I feel like I don't know, man.
Secondly is this. I get it. Mike Evans is there, and that's great, and you have to pay attention to Mike Evans and give him the respect. I think that they bracket Mike Evans, and then they kind of just maybe give a little bit of cushion on Godwin, but try their best.
I really worry about TB12 with the O-line there in Tampa Bay, man. He's going to have to play the nickel. I mean, that's where
he's throwing the ball
nickel and dimes. I mean,
7 yards.
That's where he, is prosperous. But That O-line does not hold up well in Tampa Bay, and I worry about old TB12 being able to do much of anything if that's the case. He's got a cast around him. I will give him that.
Yeah. But he's throwing it to Godwin more often than not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have much more faith in the Arizona O-line, but Kyler Murray's just much more mobile than Tom Brady is.
Then again, Kyler Murray is one of the fastest people in the NFL.
Well, that's very true.
Yeah.
I just, I don't think you're going to see much of a dip from Hopkins. I think the guy is too talented. He's got to be one of the top 3 most talented wide receivers in the NFL. I mean, arguably,
I'd put him
the top. He's got to be right up in there with.
He's definitely an argument for number 1.
Yeah,
talent-wise. But
for
here's
sure.
the other thing. I think Odell Beckham is also one of the best wide receivers in the NFL talent-wise, if not the best. And isn't that an insane thing to say? What does he rank like?
Seems like it.
Wide receiver 18, and here's another thing. When I am drafting players, one thing when I have like a tie like this is I think of consistency and who is already in a system that is like established and going into the next season with some pace, some momentum. I get DeAndre Hopkins is amazing. He's an amazing wide receiver. We just talked about his banana hands. He orders triple XL special order gloves because he catches everything that's thrown at him. But Chris Godwin has done what he did, and he is going to be doing the exact same thing this year, just like he did last year.
You know what? DeAndre Hopkins has done it for a lot longer,
but
and he's still doing it.
Kyler and him have to figure it out.
That's true. Hey, they're working on it right now, but I like, Cliff Kingsbury's air raid offense. It was super hype before 2019, man. I think we're going to see that come to fruition now that you've got old DeAndre Hopkins to be able to sling that thing too.
Cliff.
Oh, Cliff. All right, that does it for the free-for-all. Man, I could go deeper on DeAndre Hopkins. I had a ton of stuff here.
You could say, yeah. I mean, like I said, I submit that he might be the best wide receiver in the NFL talent-wise.
That's all right. We'll
Julio, OBJ, DeAndre.
Maybe I'll do a little after show to just go through everything else that I have. You guys can all listen to on your own.
Squatch After Dark.
Squatch After Dark. Just with Ben. Talking about DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Just Ben.
All right. Good fight there, Squatch. I like it. We're going to be getting into round 2, talking about a couple of tight ends now. A couple of tight ends that you could be taking up in round 2 of your drafts. Get that edge at the position. And again, either one of these guys is going to be dominant for your team. But which one do you want to take? Because you want them both. Let me tell you that you're going to want Travis Kelce right now. All right. Going into round 2, I will be discussing Travis Kelce. Matt's going to talk George Kittle. And I will take the first bout.
Sorry about your eardrums.
In round 2. And you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's get into round 2.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay. The first and foremost thing that you need to know about Travis Kelce is that he has finished as the tight end 1 for the last 4 years in a row. And then before that, he was tight end 8 and tight end 6. And despite all the mouths to feed, I'm doing air quotes, in Kansas City, Kelce had the second best fantasy point total of his career in 2019. He also has Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback. Just think about that. Did you think about it? Okay.
I thought about it. Booyah! Look at that.
Hold on, let me stop. Okay.
My Wicca is...
What do you got a Wicca?
It's originated from this. And I'm really reaching here, and I'm sorry, but I know that you won't be able to answer this question as well.
You just want to be able to Wicca. That's all this is.
Name me the tight end of the 2005 Philadelphia Eagles team. The reason this is relevant is it was coached by Andy Reid, quarterbacked by Donovan McNabb, and I am somewhat comparing McNabb to Mahomes. The wide receiver was Terrell Owens, who was lightning fast. I am somewhat comparing him to Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
The running back for that team was Brian Westbrook. I am someone comparing him to Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Okay.
And so, So who is the tight end?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
The tight end clearly was not Travis Kelce, though.
But my point is that offense made it to the Super Bowl and was very, very efficient without a tight. I mean, Antonio Freeman? I don't know. I don't remember. But
I really don't
he was
remember
on the Packers,
who it was.
I think.
I don't know.
But no, I don't think that they. I mean, Travis Kelce is very good. I don't think they need him. They're going to be. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is here, man.
I'm gonna rebuttal this with
The hype is real.
I'm gonna rebuttal this with the team that Travis Kelce's in the system of right now made it to the Super Bowl and won last year, while Travis Kelce was the leading receiver for the team.
Yeah,
Like 3 years in a row now. 3, maybe 4 years in a row.
My argument was.
I know for sure 2 years in a row he's been the receiving leader for the team. So
he has a TV show where people come and talk and try and date him. He's not a.
I don't think he does anymore.
Does he?
Even when he had that, he was still tight end 1 and had the best fantasy season of his career. All right, I'm getting back on the clock here.
Okay.
Get your wickas out of here.
Okay.
In 2019, Travis Kelce had 136 targets, which is the second most of his career. I believe in 2018, he had right around 150-ish, 160, right in that range. 97 receptions in 2019 and 103 in 2018, and he's had 80-plus receptions for 4 straight years. I don't know of any other tight end that's done that. He had 1,229 yards in 2019, and he's had 1,000-plus for 4 straight years. This guy just sounds like a top-end wide receiver that you'd want to draft.
Fat and slow one.
He's only talk about fat and slow. Watch some tape, man. He's only missed 1 game in his career after not playing in his rookie season. That 1 game that he missed was Week 17 in 2017, and it wasn't due to injury. They sat him to rest him.
For his TV show.
So very durable. I don't believe it was for his TV show. His catch percentage has been between 68 and 77% for his entire career. Wow. His average yards per target sits right around 9 every season, and his average yards per reception last season was 12.7, which is right in line with what he does consistently every season. His QBR when he is targeted is 111.4. This guy is just the definition of consistency, and he's shown 0 signs of slowing down. You can argue Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming in all you want and all that stuff, but if there's one guy that Patrick Mahomes absolutely trusts, it's been proven
Andy Reid
to be Travis Kelce.
Oh, Sammy Watkins.
Also Andy Reid. Not Sammy Watkins.
The Lizard King.
No. Not the Lizard King, as the footballers call him. Travis Kelce, man, he's going to continue to feast with Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs in that Andy Reid offense. They're just coming off a Super Bowl victory. His quarterback just signed the largest contract in sports history, so he's happy. He's excited. They're out there having a blast all offseason. I think they're the only people having fun in 2020 right now, and I think we're going to be able to look for them to repeat their dominance this season.
All right.
Woo!
I'm so glad that we get to talk about someone that's under 30 now.
Yeah.
All right, we're done talking about old people, which is nice.
Antonio Gates played till he was like 36, man.
That's true. But
Travis, I'm 30. I don't feel like I'm slowing down at all.
I'm not 30.
I feel like I'm just getting into shape, man. Just now, I'm hitting my peak.
I'm in my prime.
My peak. That's exactly where Travis Kelce is, dude. He's like, I got like 4 more years of this.
Oh, my God, no.
Oh, absolutely. You don't think Travis Kelce can play at a dominant level for 4 more years?
Maybe.
All right. Okay, George Kittle.
I'll tell you who
You're
can.
on the clock.
George Kittle. I had this big old WWE intro, like, we're coming in here to take the title, and we're not leaving till we get it.
Oh,
But I'm wasting time right now.
Yeah, you're on the clock.
Okay,
The timer's running, man.
Okay, so George Kittle, his ADP, we already talked about 21. These guys are basically next to each other, but let's talk about the young buck. His targets have been consistently over 100, 136 and 107. this is a run-first team, but in a run-first team, when you talk about RPOs and play action, who are you targeting? The tight end. Because everyone in an RPO or a play action thinks, oh, this guy's blocking, we got to get this halfback. And then he takes off to the left or the right, and then all of a sudden he's got the ball. George Kittle's game is getting a pass within 7 to 10 yards, and then basically WWEing the entire defense on his way to the end zone.
You're all about the rack today, aren't you?
Yeah.
All about the rack.
Dude, George Kittle can basically take any pass to the house, okay? He's going to be getting, I think his first year it says he had 1,300 yards. Oh my gosh. Last year he had 1,053.
That's a normal season for Travis Kelce.
Boo. Yards per game, he's going to be consistently around 80 yards per game. His catch percentage is almost the exact same as Kelce, 60 to 75. Yards per target, 9 to 10. Okay, but his QB rating is 119. Obviously, it's really good. Okay, so they're both really good when their QBs are targeting them. On an offense that runs first, like I said, this guy is catching the ball and getting rack. Okay, he's the tight end 2 in 2018, tight end 3 in 2019. You are going to get a top 3 tight end between these two guys, but one of them is going to get you consistent, 13 yards per catch, and the other one has the ability at any time to break one to the house, no matter where he's at on the field. This guy's a beast, okay?
I want to Wicca so bad.
You can't Wicca?
I know.
Oh, man, this is great.
I already used it.
His main focus is actually blocking. He loves blocking. He's obsessed with blocking. But don't get twisted. When he has the ball, he is basically a running back in open space. In a PPR, expect 12 to 18 points a game consistently. Any game below 7 points would be a statistical outlier for this guy. When we talk about his quarterback, Garoppolo, he's not a deep ball guy. He's really not a deep ball guy. He loves targeting a big body. And I'm going through wide receivers, healthy and not healthy. This is basically their big body guy. Okay, within 5 to 9 yards, he learned from the GOAT, Tom Brady, TB12. He is going to nickel and dime.
Look at you, you nickel and dimers and your rack.
He's going to nickel and dime with Shanny.
He's going to nickel and dime with Shanny.
Shanny.
I don't know if that's a great way to end your segment there, but I'll give it to you, I guess. Get a nickel and dime with Shanny.
The point is that the nickel and dime between Travis Kelce and George Kittle starts to differentiate once they turn up field.
Oh man, Travis Kelce don't need that nickel and dime. All he needs is just that big old throw from Patty Mahomes' cannon arm.
He has
after Tyreek and Mecole and Sammy send everybody else farther down the field, and Travis Kelce's just wide open in the middle of the field there.
Blow the lid off.
Hey, let's get into the free for all since we're talking about all this still, and we're on the clock. Let's go ahead and just pick it right back up here with Travis Kelce. So they're definitely looking to dominate again this whole season. I mean, it's got to be the number one offense in football right now, the Kansas City Chiefs. And there's just no sign of them slowing down at all. Their O-line, you talked about it with Patrick Mahomes last episode, their O-line pretty much consistently sits in the middle of the pack. But when you got Patty Mahomes for a QB, man, you don't need a great O-line.
Ben.
Patty Mahomes just needs to get out there, find Travis Kelce streaking out the middle of the field, send it to him, man.
Clyde Edwards is taking targets away. He will. Damian Williams was nothing.
Man, he can take – what did you have targets for Kittle in there? What did he have?
I was going to say probably around.
He had 107. He had 107. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. He had 107.
And that was a down year.
You could take, 20 or so targets away from Kelce, and he'd still be sitting right in that same range.
I think Clyde's going to get 50 to 60
You think
targets.
He's taking all those away from Travis Kelce, though? Travis Kelce is the number one target for arguably the best quarterback in football on the most dominant offensive team right now.
True, but here's the dynamics of that. Okay, Mecole and Tyreek are taking the top off. They're the bazooka guys. Sammy's running whatever route you want. He's only getting 5-6 targets a game. Kelce and Clyde are the underneath guys that are looking for the drop-offs. Which one of those guys do you think is going to be an easier guard? The safety guarding Kelce or the linebacker following CEH, a.k.a. Brian Westbrook 2.0 at the back?
Those are both terrible matchups for either the linebacker or the safety.
I'd probably just...
Have you seen linebackers or safeties try to guard Travis Kelce? It does not work well, man.
It doesn't go well.
It does not work very well.
Hey, hot take.
You're grasping at straws.
Hot take. I saw Patrick Mahomes' video where he throws the ball behind his back.
Oh, yeah. You think you're going to see that in a game?
To Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh,
please do it once. You need to do it.
I would very much like to see that, man. I would very much like to see that. Dude,
George Kittle's the heart and soul of the 49ers.
If you're in a redraft league and you're sitting there and you're thinking about doing a tight end early strategy, which typically I don't. I'm usually not drafting. Bold. I'm usually not drafting tight ends in the second round.
If you can get value.
If you're thinking about drafting a tight end in the second round, it better be Travis Kelce. It better be Travis Kelce. If you want the tight end one for the season, it's got to be Travis Kelce.
You might get disappointed, guys.
History shows.
Fellas and ladies.
No way.
I'm going to be dead honest with you. Disappointment looms.
Oh, man. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
It's good.
Just kind of going back and forth and
it's a good time. It's
taking turns to talk about stuff.
I'm so excited to get into guys from the 5th, 6th, 7th, and deeper rounds.
That's what I'm looking forward to as well. I mean, like, we could sit here and argue these guys all we want, but
it's so hard to talk bad about Lamar Jackson and
it's hard.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, it's difficult to come up with a rebuttal of like, no, don't take him.
This guy's injured.
There's really no.
Well, he's played 7 years and not missed a single game.
We wanted to start the show out a little bit hot with some big names there, looking in the first and the second round. I think with episode 3,
quiet league winners,
we're gonna reach back a little bit and maybe start looking. Maybe we'll look into like the 5th round,
the sweat picks.
We'll have to decide exactly who we want to duke it out on the next episode. But yeah, the sweat picks, man.
The sweat picks are so essential.
Before we get right into the season, so right towards the end of August, we'll try to do some deep round guys too, maybe. Like,
I know that's what everyone wants probably, but the thing that everyone overlooks as well is you just, I'll take either of those guys, no big deal. It is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be for sure.
Especially if you are going to invest as much as a first, second, or third round pick in someone, you need to know everything about that person, the dynamics of what happened during the offseason, who did what, who had surgeries, who came back from what, who's the new OC, Kevin Stefanski, Freddie Kitchens. There's a lot of dynamics that you need to take into consideration.
You foreshadowing some stuff?
I'm so excited to talk about OBJ soon.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
We
absolutely.
both love him.
Oh, I love OBJ this year.
He's so good.
I love OBJ this year. He's going to kill it. All right, man. Well, I think we went a little long for what we're trying to do for some of these episodes, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We're going to try and keep these down to about 25 to 30 minutes. Our first couple are going to be about 40 or so, but we want to keep it a little bit quicker, just give you guys some quick takes. We want you to be able to essentially be sitting there in your draft and, oh, man, I want both these guys who I remember listening to the Sasquatch talking about so-and-so, and we want you to be able to like pull it up, find it really quick, and just convince yourself to take the guy that we want you to take. You know what I mean?
To be convinced.
Exactly. You got your guitar there, Squatch. We'll get a little outro going for him.
Let's do this.
I'm ready. All right, man. All right, and that'll do it for the episode 2 of the Sasquatch Square Off. Again, you can find us online. We're at www.fantasychairman.com, and on Twitter we are at chairmanfantasy, at findffleagues, and at fantasy squatch.
By the way, that's Ben on the whistles. Give him shout-outs. That is amazing whistling right there. Top notch.
Oh, it's good stuff. Walking into the sunset. Hey, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us.
Adios, amigos.